What would happen to our society if we didn't have needs? That is, say, we didn't have to eat, drink, we didn't have to protect ourselves from cold or hot weather. Well, the first thing is, of course, that none of us had to work for food, water and shelter. As such, none of us would have to work. Well, who knows, but what I think would happen is that people would at least demand better work conditions and at least better pay. Rents would drop because there would be much less demand for apartments. If someone overcharges you for an apartment, you say, F it, I'll go and live in the forest for a while. If you still want convenience, you can have a tent or something similar. If you have personal belongings, you could rent a cheap storage somewhere. Ultimately, what would happen is that exploitation would stop. To the largest degree possible, people would stop going to jobs they don't want to work in. Imagine the job you have now. How many of the people there would stop going there if they didn't have to anymore? Or at the very least, they would be asking many questions about salary and other conditions because they're no longer afraid of being fired. If you no longer need your job for survival, you can no longer be exploited. That tells us how much of our society is built on exploitation of needs. Almost everything around us is based on the fact that people have to do jobs they don't want. If so many of our working hours are controlled by our need to survive or exploited by our need to survive, then how are we free?